Hey guys, Dayln here, and welcome to this video. So as you can see, I'm on the NXT client. This is my first go on it, really. I just downloaded it, and since I obviously qualified for the beta, I figured, hey, why not? Let's check it out. I wasn't actually planning on making a video about it, but then I looked at it. I actually I've been on it probably about 15-20 minutes, and I've been looking around. I'm like, holy crap, this looks amazing. It looks phenomenal, for RuneScape at least. And I think that, I think it looks really great, for sure. So I thought I'd make a little bit of a video about it. First off, I want to say the water detail, like, holy shit, the water detail is amazing. I think that's kind of my favorite thing about the new client. Like, there's a lot to be excited about, for sure, but I think that the water detail is just, like, my favorite. The draw distance isn't too bad either. Like, you'd never be able to see that in a Java client. Same with, just a lot of the buildings in the back over there. The draw distance is amazing. You'd never be able to see like the entrance to like ice strike worms up there. Like, there's just so much stuff that you can now see that you'd not be able to see in the old client. But like I said, I think that the water detail is just like the best thing ever. I love it. So I've kind of changed my interfaces a little bit to get some stuff out of the way, so we can get a better view rather than just my cluttered interface system. But like I said, this just looks phenomenal. So I'm just going to quickly show you guys the different graphic settings. I'm running mine on Ultra. Right now I'm not getting great FPS. I just think because there's a lot of moving parts around here right now, like all the seagulls and the rippling water and all the NPCs. But I'm still getting around 15 FPS, which is playable. It's not like the best, obviously, but it's playable. It's doable. So minimum, like, I'm getting 60 FPS on minimum. So let's just say that, like, but minimum, in my opinion, looks worse than the Java client minimum. And I think that they really have done what good on their word or their mission of making the client easier to use, smoother to run than the Java client. Like, my computer on the Java client can get about 15 to 20 FPS on high settings, and my computer here can get anywhere in between 15 to 20, actually anywhere between 15 or 30 FPS on ultra settings. So I think that they have done a very good job of making the requirements or the stress on your hardware a lot less in the new client. So I think that is something to look forward to for those of you who have a difficult time playing on higher graphics, that they have done a good job of being able to run the client on lower end computers. So we'll go back to graphics. One of the things is some things do take a little bit of time to load. I think that has partially to do with the client itself, and so I think that that's something that will be fixed. Obviously the client is still in beta, and so that's something that will be fixed a little bit. It does take at least me some time to load some things. Like, it's not almost nearly instant with some things like it is on the Java client, but again, I think that has more to do with the actual client itself rather than my computer. My internet is a little bit poopy sometimes, but it's usually not that bad, especially at minimum. But again, like I said, my internet is slightly poopy, so yeah. Anyways, this is low. The textures get better on low, but you still get really I think the fog is really the most annoying thing on the lower things. If you could get rid of that, I think that would be. Can you get rid of that? Selectively, no, fog's not really something you can get rid of, I don't think. So I think the fog, like I said, is the most annoying thing. You don't get the really great water textures until you switch to medium. I think medium is kind of, I want to say, in terms of like, if you wanted to compare it to the Java client, medium is about kind of the low end spec on the Java client. It's above minimum graphics, but it's more around low graphics considering but like, it's high graphics definitely on the Java client. This would be considered high graphics, and this is only medium. So if you're used to playing on high graphics, or if you're used to even playing on low graphics, you could probably play on the medium graphics here and be getting the same experience as playing on high in the Java client. So I definitely think that the NXT client has done good on its word of being easier to run on low-end machines, because I'm getting 50 FPS on this. And again, like I said, reaction time of the client isn't the best, but again, I think that has a little bit more to do with the actual client itself and the response times rather than my internet. But I still think partially has to do with my internet a little bit, but I'm not sure. I'd have to check that out. But Anyways, here's high. High, again, you're basically with high and ultra, just your draw distance goes up and you get a little bit more detailed with your lighting and shadows, which is nice. I think the shadows look phenomenal in this game right now. Like, the shadows are phenomenal. We'll set this up on ultra and I'll show you what I mean. So on ultra, you'd never get this amount of shadow detail on ultra. Like my character model, you can see the shadows of my ascension crossbows on my cape. Like, I feel like that is really showing how much new technology has gone into this new client, because you never get shadow detail. I don't think you get shadow detail like that on Java. You may on high, and I just haven't paid attention to it, but just the fact that it's really that great. Again, the draw distance, like I said, is amazing. The water detail and the lighting is great. So I think that this client, they've done a really, really a phenomenal job. So I'm just going to show you a couple different places that I think really showcase the best that this has to offer. One of them is Prifddinas. Hello? Boop boop. I mean, they even have shadows for like these lightning things. Like the lightning from my teleport. Like, that's detail. One of the I guess the gripes that I have about this is that and it may have to do with preloaded areas, because the first time that I teleported here, it did take a couple of minutes to load the area, but I guess the second time it loaded pretty much instantly, so I think it may have more to do with the fact that I had never loaded the area before. But like, Prifddinas is, again, phenomenal. The bloom and the lighting details on like these two seals is great. We'll just kind of run around Prifddinas for a little bit. I also want to show you guys Ports, because I think Ports is a really awesome place to show off, because I think it really takes advantage of a lot of things that the new client has to offer. But this just looks, like I said, phenomenal. I don't really know what another word for it. It looks just great. I mean, I'd watched a few videos about the actual, like, from the JMods showing off the NXT client, but I think until you actually experience it for yourself, that you don't really get a good feel of how amazing the graphics are, especially for RS. RS has never been known for its great graphics, kind of one of those sayings of you don't play RuneScape for the graphics, and I don't think that the new graphics is really going to be a draw for anybody. I don't really think that that's going to be the case. I don't think anyone who wouldn't play RS anyways would play it just because of these new graphics, but I do think it is a nice touch to have to this game, and I think that it is, you know, it's nice to see the developers putting a little bit more effort into their graphics, getting into the NXT client, moving away from Java, because Java is obviously becoming a little outdated. But I mean, even just this waterfall, that looks great. Just the amount of detail that they have, that they put into their graphics is amazing. And again, like I said, my computer is not amazing. I've got, thank you. I've already got that. It's just, I think they put that there because my frames just dropped to 7 FPS. Probably because of my proximity to the waterfall. But I'm pretty sure if I move, it'll go up. But, yeah, it's just, like I said, it's amazing to look at the graphics that they've done, and like I said, seeing the effort put into, getting new graphics, I guess, because this is great. But like I said, I think until you actually experience the client firsthand, I don't think it really hits you of how amazing this looks. I can't go into the max guild right now. I think I can go into the garden, though, because, can I? Yeah, I can go. So I can go into the garden, but I can't actually go into the guild yet because I don't have my max cape just yet. But just the level of shadow detail, I think, is also something that's really been focused on. Just the shadow detail. You can see the banners kind of fluttering a little bit. You can see that. I think the grass detail could use some work, though. I think that looks a little sad. But yeah, like I said, I think this is great. I think the first time you go into an area on the NXT client, it may take some time to load in, but once it's loaded in, it does load pretty quickly any subsequent trips you take there. But yeah, like I said, this just looks great. I'm really impressed, to be honest. I think that I think honestly, and this is maybe my opinion, I think that after the whole fiasco with the release of Invention, that something of this nature, something that they've done well, was something that was really needed, because Invention was obviously not rolled out in the best way possible. I think there was a lot of mistakes made with that, and I've explained that in another video, but I think that obviously this is still a beta client. It's not open all the time. Like, I mean, look at that. You can see the bonfire from the Max Guild from here. That's not something you can see on the Java client. Like, that's just, it's amazing. So we're gonna open up my backpack because I have my captain's log. So we're gonna go take a look at ports, because I started out my journey at ports, and I think that ports looks phenomenal. Again, like I said, it does take some time to load everything in, but once it all loads in, it just looks great. It looks amazing. Like I said, I think ports really embodies a lot of what they've changed. The lighting is great. The shadows, just the shadow detail is really like we're just, I guess, really detailed. And then again, the water. Like I said, I think the water detail, the new water textures, is really my favorite part. Like, that's really, really what's gotten my attention, for sure, is the water. Because I think that looks just amazing. All my ships are obviously here. I need to send them out on ports missions. But I haven't logged out yet to refresh. But, yeah, so like I said, I definitely think that the new NXT client is a good step. I think it's a step in the right direction. Are there things that could be improved? Sure. I think that I'm experiencing a little bit of the responsiveness. I don't think is as good as it could be. Again, that might be partially my internet, but I don't think all of it has to do with my internet. I do think part of it is the client. I remember the HTML5 client that they tried was really slow to respond, and that was not just my internet. So I think that part of it is the client. I think that the response times could be done a little bit better, but again, I don't have too much in terms of complaints about this, because I think that, I mean, I'm running on ultra graphics right now. I'm getting 15 FPS, not the best, admittedly, but for me it's good because my computer's not that great. I'm running an AMD computer, but my CPU is about an i5, maybe a little bit less than an i5. I'm using integrated graphics. I don't have a dedicated graphics card, and I've got like 6 gigs of RAM, so my computer is not the best. It's not a high-end computer. I mean, obviously it's doable to play games on this at a decent frame rate. You're just not going to get the best frame rate. So, but it's doable, and like I said, I'm running in this on ultra graphics, and, you know, it's playable. So I think that in and of itself is telling that I think they have done a good job with the client in terms of making it be able to run smoothly on the best graphics that you can get, which is great, in my opinion. I think I really like it. If you can try out the NXT client, I definitely recommend it. I think you should. In your RS inbox on the website, on your message center, if you qualify for the beta, they should have sent you a message that you qualify for the beta. I'm not 100% sure about the qualifications. I think it's if you're a long-time member, I think 2 years maybe, or if you're part of the Gold Premier Club, Golds, maybe Silver, but I think it was Gold, you get access to the NXT beta. But yeah, like I said, it's great. I definitely recommend that you do take advantage of it if you can. It's only open, I think, on specific weekends. This weekend is one of those weekends. And then they're probably going to close it down to do some, you know, maintenance and continue developing it, because it is obviously, like I said, still in beta. But like I said, I don't really have very many complaints about it. I'm sure that you guys do. If you have any complaints, or you have any things that you'd, you know, want me to talk about the NXT client, or if you just want to tell me what you think about it, definitely leave it in a comment. I read all of them. I may not respond to all of them, because sometimes I just feel that a comment I don't really need to respond to it, but I do rest assured, I do read all of the comments for sure. I read all of them. I just don't reply all the time. I'm kind of bad at that, I guess. I think it's because I have this channel for like my RuneScape content and my own content, and then I have another account that I use for personal stuff. So that's probably one of the reasons why I don't reply to everything. But yeah, like I said, I think this looks phenomenal. I really commend Jagex for doing something good, because Invention was obviously not done well, I don't think. I think the skill, as I said, I think the skill is a good idea. I like the theory of it, but I think just the implementation was not done in the best way, and there's a lot of things that can be done to improve the skill. But again, invention is a work in progress. I am hopeful that they will kind of get their shit together and make it the best they can be. But for right now, like I said, I think the NXT client is amazing. And I think that if you qualify for the beta, definitely take advantage of it because it looks phenomenal. And I think that, I mean, most people don't play RS for the graphics, but I feel that once RS kind of releases this new NXT client, that it's going to be like, how do we ever survive with the Java client? Really. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.